Grandmasters are deadly when it comes to chess. With their killer speed and godlike accuracy, they are clearly someone you do not want to mess with. But what is their secret in becoming this good at the game? Well, we have to start from the beginning, from what chess openings Grandmasters prefer and how they would likely respond to their rivals. We will be going through 4 GMs and a single IM and their favorite openings, beginning with Bobby Fischer.
I'm sure the entire world knows the name Bobby Fischer by now.
How does it feel now you have the world championship? You're the best in the world at what you've devoted your life to. How does that feel inside?
Bobby Fischer is an American grandmaster who got the title of GM at the young age of 15 back in 1958 and has been playing chess since he was 6 years old.
How long have you been playing?
I learned it when I was 6. Wow.
He was a fan of the e4 openings such as the Roy Lopez, which goes e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5, a6, bishop a4, knight f6, the Morphy defense Columbus variation. What he also did like was the Caro Kann, going e4, c6, knight c3, d5, knight f3, bishop g4, h3, bishop takes f3, queen takes f3, one of the exchange lines.
You think the Russians are pretty worried about you at this moment?
Oh yeah, they have been ever since I started playing chess.
Even as a little boy?
That's right.
However, with the black pieces, one of his strongest plays would be the King's Indian defense, which goes d4, knight f6, c4, g6, knight c3, bishop g7, e4, d6, knight f3, the normal variation. And when e4 was played against him, he would use the Sicilian Najdorf, playing e4, c5, d4, d6, knight f3, c takes d4, knight takes d4, knight f6, knight c3, a6. But despite all this, there is another grandmaster who is currently representing America and also got his GM title at the age of 15, and his name is Hikaru Nakamura. With the white pieces, he also preferred the Roy Lopez, and back in the day he liked the Sicilians as well, such as the Grand Prix attack variation, going e4, c5, knight c3, knight c6, f4, g6, knight f3, bishop g7, bishop b5, and he used it all the way up until he was at a rating of 2300.
Your Grand Prix Pog, it's a good opening. It's what I grew up playing until I was about 2300, so I definitely concur. It's the best of the best.
But in recent times, he uses different approaches like the fried liver attack that he chose when going up against Fabiano Caruana in the Norway Chess Championship, with the sequence going e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, knight f6, knight g5, d5.
Wow, going for, in the two knights variation, he's going for the fried liver attack.
But it seems that Hikaru preferred the black pieces more because in his tier list, he would consider the Sicilian Najdorf, the Berlin defense that goes e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5, knight f6, the Grunfeld defense that goes d4, knight f6, c4, g6, knight c3, d5, and the King's Indian as legendary openings. Another opening that he also liked was the Bonk Cloud that he popularized alongside with Magnus Carlsen when they both used it against each other in a tournament back in 2021.
What? And Magnus goes, King, don't do this, don't do
And
this.
Hikaru laughs. And King E7.
But what about Magnus Carlsen, the #1 and the top chess player of today? Well, in an interview, this is what he had to say about his favorite opening.
I don't really have too much of a favorite opening. I think the classical openings are probably my favorites, like the Roy Lopez or the Sicilian, because there are so many possibilities, and learning them at an early age teaches you to play a whole lot of different positions. I was taught that at an early age I should play many different openings just to, broaden my horizons.
To conclude, there is no favorite opening, but for him, it's best to explore all of them in order to play more positionally rather than theory, just like how he disrespects players with his opening swapping the position of the king and the queen. But the opposite could be said for the third-ranking player according to FIDE, Fabiano Caruana, the man of theory. He does a lot of preparation, even going as far as a whole year of prep in one of his tournaments, and in that game, he won playing the Roy Lopez. But his most memorable memorable game was back in 2014, where he won a game against Ponomaryov, where he used his favorite opening, the Petrov Defense Classical variation, going e4, e5, knight f3, knight f6, knight takes e5, d6. And in the end, he actually won the tournament of the Dortmund Sparkassen chess meeting, having a lead of 1.5 points. But not only grandmasters can teach you, there is an international master who has been playing chess ever since he was 6 years old. Today, he's morely known for his humor and content, and he goes by the name of Levy Rozman.
I'm so mad, I'm so mad.
With the white pieces, just like Bobby Fischer, he prefers the e4, and Levy particularly likes the Trompowsky that goes d4, knight f6, bishop g5, and is an opening that brought him all the way up to advanced levels in chess. And for black, there is a special opening that he holds dear to his heart, and that is the Hikaru Nakamura, because it was one of the first openings that he first learned after quitting chess for being too difficult back when he was 12 years old.
I quit chess basically. I said, oh, this is too difficult, it's not cool, I don't have any friends playing chess, and I came back to chess after 2 or 3 years. And the first opening that I picked up was the Hikaru Nakamura, and I won a lot of games. I had a lot.
Now, let me ask you, do you know what the term Zugzwang means, or what the square rule is? Well, to know more about chess terms, check out my video about easy chess terms that everyone should know. See you there!